Hey there, and welcome back to the British Accent Podcast. I'm Emily.
And I'm Nick. Thanks for joining us again, wherever you are, whatever kind of day you're having, we're glad you're here.
Today's episode is called You're Not Wasting Time, You're Just Living Differently. And honestly, that's something we all need to hear sometimes.
Absolutely. It's easy to feel like we're falling behind, isn't it? Especially when everyone else seems to be sprinting towards something: careers, achievements, relationships, goals.
Yeah, and when your life looks slower, or quieter, or just different, it can feel like you're doing something wrong. Like you're not measuring up.
But here's the thing: what if your timeline isn't broken? What if you're not behind? You're just on your own route, and it doesn't have to look like anybody else's.
Exactly. We talk a lot about being productive, being efficient. But life's not a race. Some seasons are meant for reflection, for healing, or even just for existing without pressure.
And those seasons still matter. Even if they don't look impressive. Even if they don't come with certificates, or promotions, or Instagram-worthy updates.
I had a phase where I wasn't doing anything that looked successful from the outside. No big job, no clear plan. But I was learning about myself in ways I never had before.
That's powerful. Growth doesn't always show on the surface. Some of the most important shifts happen quietly, inside us, beneath everything we usually show.
And we forget that, don't we? That rest can be progress. That choosing calm instead of chaos doesn't mean you've given up. It means you've started paying attention to what actually matters to you.
The tricky part is that the world rarely celebrates that kind of living. There's no trophy for slowing down. No headline for, "I spent the afternoon getting to know my own thoughts."
But maybe that's the kind of living that's most real. When you stop performing, and start living in a way that feels honest, even if it looks different from the script we were given.
And maybe time isn't being wasted. Maybe it's just unfolding at the pace your soul needs to breathe again.
There's something really freeing about realizing that you don't have to be constantly chasing to be worthy. You can just be. And that still counts.
Yeah. I think sometimes we confuse stillness with failure. Like if we're not ticking boxes, we must be doing something wrong. But maybe stillness is the space where we find clarity.
It is. And often, when you give yourself that space, you realize that some of the goals you were chasing weren't even truly yours. They were borrowed. Expected. Assumed.
That hits home. I used to think I was wasting time because I wasn't hitting certain milestones when my mates were. But now I see I was building something quieter, something that mattered more deeply to me.
And I think we need to remind ourselves, progress doesn't always look like motion. Sometimes it looks like learning to sit with yourself without trying to escape.
Yeah. Noticing your thoughts. Healing old beliefs. Redefining success. That's not a detour. That's the work. It's just invisible to everyone else.
And we've gotten so used to thinking time has to be filled with results. But some of the richest moments come when we slow down and actually experience our life, not just rush through it.
Like walking without a destination. Or cooking something slowly from scratch. Or having a real, unfiltered conversation without checking the clock.
That's life, isn't it? The real stuff. The stuff you don't post, the moments that aren't performative. Just you, being human.
And when you look back, it won't be the deadlines or the to-do lists you remember. It'll be those quiet, honest hours that made you feel like yourself again.
So maybe we're not wasting time. Maybe we're finally learning how to live it differently, more gently, more truly.
And that's not failure. That's wisdom. Choosing to honor your own rhythm, even when it doesn't make sense to anyone else.
Especially then. Because your life isn't supposed to be a copy of someone else's. It's meant to be deeply your own.
You know what's interesting? I used to think if I wasn't constantly improving or achieving something, I was somehow falling behind. But now I realize, maybe the pace I was going at wasn't sustainable in the first place.
Right? We glorify the hustle, but no one really talks about how exhausting it is. Or how sometimes slowing down isn't just a choice, it's a necessity. Your body, your mind, they ask for it.
And the funny thing is, when you stop forcing it and just allow life to unfold, things often start to make more sense. Not because you're doing more, but because you're finally paying attention.
Exactly. We spend so much energy trying to catch up, compare, keep pace, but whose pace are we even trying to match? Who said faster equals better?
It's like chasing shadows. You never catch them. And while you're running, you miss what's right in front of you: quiet moments, real connection, peace.
That's it. I think some of the most valuable days I've had were the ones where I did practically nothing by traditional standards. Just had a proper cup of tea, sat by the window, and let myself exist without pressure.
There's something beautiful in that simplicity. Not needing to be extraordinary to feel content. Just being here, alive, aware, that's enough.
And maybe that's what we've forgotten in all the noise. That it's okay to have slow days. To have seasons of less. They don't make your life any less meaningful.
They make it more human, if anything. Because we're not machines. We're not built for constant output. We're built to breathe, to feel, to grow in seasons, not on a strict schedule.
And growth can be quiet. It can happen when no one's watching. It can look like rest. Like change you don't even notice until one day you realize, you've softened. You've healed. You've come back to yourself.
It's like the difference between blooming and being buried. From the outside, they can look the same. But give it time, and you'll see, what looked like stillness was actually preparation.
That's such a gentle reminder, isn't it? That you're not wasting time. You're growing roots. You're learning who you are when you're not trying to be everything to everyone.
And that's a timeline worth honoring.
And I think once you really understand that, you stop needing so much external validation. You stop asking, am I doing enough, and start asking, is this true to me?
That's such a shift, isn't it? Because for the longest time, I measured my days by how productive they were. Now I try to measure them by how connected I felt, to myself, to people I care about, to the moment.
And some of the most connected moments aren't loud or flashy. They're the ones where you just sit in stillness, no need to perform, no need to prove. Just peace.
There's a kind of richness in that silence. Like, finally, your thoughts can breathe. Your feelings have space to stretch out. And you start to hear the things that always got drowned out by noise.
I think that's when healing starts too. When we stop running from discomfort and allow ourselves to sit with it. Not to fix it immediately, but just to witness it.
Yeah. And weirdly, that's what makes you stronger. Not the pushing through, but the being with. The patience. The grace you give yourself.
It's a different kind of strength, isn't it? Not the loud, relentless kind. But the soft, steady one that holds you through the days you don't quite know who you are.
That kind of strength is quiet, but it's fierce. It doesn't need recognition. It just keeps going, gently. Even when things feel uncertain.
And that's what makes life feel real. When you stop trying to impress anyone, even yourself, and just let the moment be what it is. Some days joyful. Some days heavy. All of it valid.
That's the freedom, I think. When you give yourself permission to live the full range of your life. Without guilt, without shame, without feeling like you're falling behind just because it doesn't look perfect.
Because perfection was never the goal, was it? Presence was.
Well, I think that's a good place to leave it for today. Just a little reminder that your worth isn't tied to how much you do or how busy you are.
Absolutely. Whether your day is full or quiet, fast or slow, you're still valuable. You're still enough.
Thanks for spending this moment with us. It's been lovely just sitting with the truth of it all.
We hope you carry a bit of gentleness with you after this. Until next time, take care of yourself.
And remember, your pace is your own.
Cheers.